up, really gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good.
Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Ash and welcome to my YouTube channel, Ash Knows Travel, where I share trainings, walkthroughs, and insider tips to help travel advisors book smarter and build confidence. In tonight's training, we are going to be doing why most agents never get consistent bookings. And this is an accountability training, okay? So if you're here, you're probably having this issue, and this is exactly why we're talking about it tonight, okay? We are going to have a real conversation about the habits, mistakes, and the gaps that keep many travel advisors stuck in a cycle of random bookings instead of creating consistent results. And honestly, the truth is, consistent bookings rarely come from luck, okay? If you see somebody out there booking left and right, etc., that's not because they're just lucky. They come from consistent actions, systems, follow-ups, and visibility, and knowing what to focus on every single week. So tonight we are going to break that down and just where most agents get off track and what we can do differently to move forward. Yes? So if you are live here, go ahead and comment hello for me in the chat so that I know that you are live. And if you happen to catch this on a replay, I still want to know that you stopped by. So go ahead and comment replay underneath the video so that I can say hello. So before I start, the reason why you're seeing this screen is because I like to talk to you guys about what I'm doing for this month, right? June just started. So if you happen to catch this, I want you guys to know that I'm still doing my Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 p.m. Pacific. This month, we have several different things that we're covering. Next Thursday, I'm going to be doing the Digital Command Center, but I'm going to break it down more. And I'm also going to show you how to connect Jotform to your Digital Command Center, so all of your leads export, etc. So I'm going to do all of that. And then the next Tuesday, I'm doing a travel Q&A because you guys love those. And then Thursday of the next week, I'm actually going to show you exactly how I operate. Yeah, I get that question all the time. They're like, how does Ash do it? A lot of consistency, a lot of systems, a lot of prayers, but I'm going to show you exactly what I do. So I'm pretty excited about this month. Make sure you guys screenshot this so you can have my entire calendar. It'll also be posted inside Evolution. It's there so you guys can check it out. You can also see my corporate training. I'm still doing that. If you're with Evolution Archer, I'm going there on corporate Zoom on the 1st and 4th Friday. I will be there. So this Friday, and we have some cool things going on there, but I have a lot of trainings coming up, so make sure you guys are subscribed. You have that bell tapped so it'll notify you when I'm live so you don't miss them, and that way you don't have to walk around setting reminders because it will remind you. Yes? So let's go ahead. Let me remove this real quick and we shall get started. Yes? All right. Hello. I'm trying out new backgrounds. I don't like this one. Dang. You know, the background is a problem for me. And I normally just do like the white other background, but I don't like it anymore. And then I tried to do my last training without a background, and then you couldn't see me. Like the background illuminates my face, it makes it brighter. So we're working on it. But the thing is that the system that I use to go live on, it has a weird outline. Do you guys see how it's like cut off. Yeah, okay. So I have to find another background. So we're just gonna go with it today. But this is my quest of going live all the time. You guys, you see it and it's like, oh, it's perfect. But listen, there is a lot of preparation that goes in the background of this, okay? But let's go ahead and dive in, shall we? So why most travel agents never get consistent bookings. And like I said, tonight's all about accountability because there's even places for me I've been here for 4 years. There are places where I can always improve. And so when I first started making this training, I was like, I could just go in there and just like list a bunch of ways, but that's not really going to help you guys, right? So first, what we're going to do is hold ourselves accountable because there are parts that we are always missing. And then we're going to talk about a constructive way to kind of fix it. Okay. Now, I don't have any packets or anything like that for you tonight because I didn't want to put it in a packet because I don't want you to just follow exactly what I'm telling you. What I suggest doing for tonight is when we get to the end, I'm going to be giving you solutions to kind of help the issue with consistency. Screenshot them, okay? I don't care if my face is in it, that's fine. But I want you to screenshot it because I want you to implement it on your own. I don't want you to follow verbatim of what I'm telling you, okay? That's not the yellow brick road. I can't guarantee it's going to work completely, right? But what I want you to do is say, hey, you know what? This is an area that I'm lacking in. Let me just try this to see if it helps, right? It's exactly what we're doing tonight. So let's get into it. The Travel Agent's Guide to Consistent Booking, yes? So the main problem that people automatically start with is being consistent. The biggest myth that they will hear, especially when they're a new advisor, is that you need a better supplier, a bigger following, a different niche, or a secret strategy. Okay. And this sends new agents, particularly even seasoned agents, it can send you guys in a deep spiral because you will always feel like you're not enough. And when you feel like you're not enough, you're constantly looking for something else to help you instead of just doing what you should be doing, which is be consistent. That's it. Okay. Most agents do not have a knowledge problem. A lot of us do not have a knowledge problem. We know where to go get the info from, right? They have a consistency problem. And honestly, you guys are never going to get consistent bookings if you don't show up consistently in your actions, not with looking for something better. Okay. You have to be consistent in what you're doing on a daily basis in order to get consistent bookings. So that's exactly what we're going to cover for tonight. And consistency, when I'm covering these, show up in many different forms. Okay. You're probably wondering, okay, she says be consistent, but what is she talking about being consistent on? There's so many different things that we have to be consistent on in order for any of this to work, right? So the secret strategy that we're all searching for, yeah, we all have this secret strategy. Oh, there's a secret way they're doing this, a secret way they're doing that. That's not how it works, okay? They develop this kind of like sense a need to find something that's like a secret, like they feel the need that they're just going to unlock it one day and it's just going to click and it's just going to happen, and they don't ever do any consistent actions to make it happen. And a lot of times it'll be people in my inbox going, oh, I can't get a booking, I can't get a booking. But the question really is what are you doing to get that booking, right? If you're constantly searching for a new niche or a new platform, or you're trying this, and you feel like you're only trying it for a few days, and then you come to me and you'll go, oh, it's not working. Okay, that's what we're talking about tonight. We have this big issue. And the reason is because it's like the illusion of what I call the secret. Okay, all of these agents, they'll come in and they'll think that there's just some secret magical way to just get bookings. And a lot of them will be like, well, nobody shares it with us, they're gatekeeping, etc. That's not true. Okay. A lot of the times you guys fall into this trap where you're constantly searching for the perfect niche. Like a lot of you will be like, oh, she gets a lot of bookings because she has this niche. No, okay? You're searching for the perfect platform. Comment if this is you, because I've been here before. You're searching for the perfect supplier. Oh, if I just had the supplier, I would get more bookings. No, that's not how it works, right? A perfect marketing strategy or a perfect AI tool. While all of you are searching for this, the successful agents, what they are doing, if you go to their pages, if you go online to their marketing, whatever they choose, they're posting regularly. They're following up with especially leads. They follow up with the leads. They're building relationships and not just booking people, while also asking for referrals, asking for reviews, and making sure in that process that they are staying visible. Okay. That is the secret. That's really the secret. That's it. The people that you see that are booking, that are doing well, that they're being consistent. Okay, I just posted about being consistent on my Facebook page. It's been 1 year now. June has hit 1 year since I started going live on Ash Knows Travel. Okay, and a year of consistency. Let me explain to you. A year, just 1 year of being consistent and going live on here. Okay, I've grown this account to where it's monetized. That is something that I had to build into. It took me 6 months before I ever got monetized. And that meant I had to go live 3 times a week at the time. I wasn't even doing 2, I was doing 3 for free. Nobody was paying me to do these. Okay. I had to build into it for 6 months before I ever actually got paid for it. No, I tell you that because I'm not saying go start a YouTube channel. Okay. I tell you that is because I showed up not expecting to get paid. I showed up when the views weren't there. I showed up when I didn't even know if anybody was going to watch this. And because I showed up, posting regularly, following up with you guys, building relationships with you guys, asking for people to watch my trainings, etc., and making sure that I stayed visible, I now have a monetized platform. So here's the beautiful part about this. I know this is referring to training, okay, but you can do this with every single part of travel. You can do this with team building. You can do this with sales. You can do this with any platform, but you have to be consistent. That's the biggest thing here, okay? So let's do an accountability check. When's the last time you followed up with any of your leads? Honestly, the old leads, the ones that you've done, that you did a booking for, or you did something you didn't hear nothing else. Do you guys ever follow up with those people? Honestly, because you would be surprised that people are always thinking about travel. A lot of the times they just need a nudge or a reminder of, hey, we're still here and we can still help you travel. The bottom part here, the biggest struggle that we have with consistency is going to be staying visible. Yes, I feel like we struggle with being able to stay visible because of life and everything that kind of comes at us. So that's going to probably be my first one that people fail at being consistent with. It's just going to be the visibility trap. Okay. When we first start, we get very overwhelmed with posting. And what happens is we post for a few days, then we stop for a week, and then we return briefly, and then we disappear again. And then we start, it's like a cycle like this. Yeah. How many of you guys have done this? Yeah. It happens. Okay. But when you're doing this, you create yourself a trap, is what it is. You overthink it. You just end up not posting. You end up not talking. And when you guys do this, you lose your visibility. And if you can't be visible, you can't get bookings. That's just, I'm going to be honest with you. If they don't know who you are, if you don't remind them who you are, you're not going to be able to get a booking. And in that, potential clients forget about you. If people do not see you, they cannot remember you when they are ready to travel. So the golden rule here, visibility creates opportunities. That was the biggest thing I had to tell myself, honestly. And I also kind of switch it around now. One of my new sayings is discipline creates desire. Because if I'm not disciplined, I can't desire anything because I have no discipline with it, right? Same kind of thing. Visibility creates opportunities. If I'm not visible, nobody can see me. Therefore, they don't know I have an opportunity for them. That's it, right? Inconsistent marketing will create that inconsistent income, and it will have you in my inbox going, why isn't this working? Okay. I made a post on Facebook the other day too about the hardest truth in the industry that nobody wants to hear. You guys will come and you will tell me, well, my mentor's not doing this. My mentor's not doing that. Your mentor is not supposed to do anything. That's not what their job is. Their job is to guide you on a path to make sure that you have what you need to be successful. You have to go and all do the dirty work. That's it. Nobody's going to build your business for you. That is the craziest thing that we can hop in an inbox and tell somebody, well, my mentor didn't do this. Your mentor is not supposed to. I have never in the 4 years that I've been here went to my mentor and said, oh, you're the reason my business is failing. Why aren't you helping me? Like, no, I had to go and get it myself. Okay. Do I have the best mentor probably in the world? Yeah, you're right. Do I have the best guidance in the world? Yeah, you're right. You know, she taught me, you got to stand on your own. You got to build into this. This isn't something that happens overnight, right? And that kind of discipline and desire helps create that visibility because you understand it doesn't work until you make it work. That's just it. Okay. I could preach on this all day long. This is a deep topic for me because it's one of the hardest things that we go through as advisors. We struggle with this, especially because we work from home, makes it even harder. There's 20 other thousand things that I could be doing right now than doing this. Okay. But because I've consistently showed up doing this, It works now. Did it work at first? Absolutely not. When I first started, I had like 5 people on my trainings. Yeah. And sometimes it was like really bad. And then sometimes like they didn't even like the training I did. Like there was just so many like things that I went through. And I tell you that because you have to understand that everything in life works like this. It's not something that just clicks. It's something that you have to build into, right? So this is the first one. The second one, the follow-up failure. A lot of you guys, I have an entire training that is failing in the follow-up. Yeah? A lot of you guys do this because we're scared. I think that's really what it is. I think we have a fear of rejection, especially as travel agents because we're doing something new. But just because they're asking questions or they're, asking why the price is this, and this, doesn't mean that you failed or doesn't mean it's a bad quote. Questions are a good thing. The bad thing is that you send a quote and then the client goes quiet. That makes us very, very nervous, right? You guys have to start following up. I don't care if it's a week from now. There's somebody I sent a quote to the other day. They didn't say nothing back after I sent that quote. That's a red flag for me. 2 days later, I sent a text saying, hey, how did it go? They were actually thinking about a different location and they just didn't tell me, right? I would have never known if I didn't follow up with that. They would have just left it alone. And that's 90% of the problem. A lot of agents never follow up. But I'm going to tell you something that's kind of truthful when it comes to these bookings. These bookings, they don't happen immediately. That's not how this works. I mean, think about it like in a way of this is your own vacation. You're about to invest thousands of dollars in a vacation, right? You are not going to make a decision like that immediately. You're not. You're going to want to think about it. You're going to want to make sure it's the right place for you. You're going to want to make sure that all of your questions are answered. Everything's planned out. Like that's a normal setting for a booking, okay? Many of the bookings that we do happen after multiple conversations. And following up with them isn't being pushy. It's providing a service that you're supposed to provide as a travel agent. You're an advisor and you're staying available for them, okay? How many of the old conversations that you guys are having, how many of them are sitting in your messenger right now? I have the ability to follow up with people pretty down pat, but there's some times where I even myself will get stuck and be like, ooh, what do I say now, right? So when I run into situations like this, we'll cover this in the like fixing part, okay? But when I run into conversations like this, I go back and requote it. And then I'll be like, oh, if you're still looking at it, here's what I would like. Like sometimes I'll do that, but there's like several situations where I find myself and I'm like, oh, okay, you have to follow up. Go follow up, right? That is the problem with a lot of agents. They lack this part right here. So next one. Learning versus progress. Ooh, every time I say this, I feel like it's weird for me to say because I'm a trainer and I want you to watch all of my trainings. so a lot of the times I will be like, yeah, don't watch my trainings, but I want you to watch my trainings. So this is like a hard kind of push for me. But the problem that I have with you guys is that all of you watch my trainings and I love that, appreciate you, but you don't implement it. And when you don't implement anything that I'm teaching you, like if you watched it and you're like, oh yeah, this is great, Ash is doing this and it's working, and then you don't go do it yourself, do not come back to me and tell me you can't get a booking because you're not doing anything. You have to actually do something to get a booking. Branch Up is not going to get you a booking. It may help, yeah, it's going to be there to fill it, but you cannot just rely on Branch Up to get a booking. Like this goes back to what I'm saying. Nobody can build your business for you. You have to build it. You have to implement it. Okay. You have to do the dirty work is what I call it, because the dirty work is like setting up your Facebook page and your link tree. And like, last weekend, I took about 2 hours. I scheduled all of my stuff. Man, did that drive me crazy. Did I want to do it? Absolutely not. I found everything in my other ways to do something else. Okay. But I got it done. And now for the entire month, I don't have to worry about any type of marketing other than what I want to create on my own. Right. That is implementation. That's the discipline. When you guys are constantly showing up to trainings and you're not implementing anything that you're learning, this is what happens. Spending all your time watching trainings, attending webinars, learning, watching without taking action. Reality of that is that education is important, but knowledge alone does not create bookings. Action does. Okay? Do not confuse learning with progress. Like, I will never be the person to tell you go get all the certifications, okay? Those certifications, they don't necessarily pay you. Do they reward us? Sure, but they don't necessarily pay you. Get certified in what helps you become a better salesman. Learn about things that help you become a better salesman. Do not sit here and attend all of the trainings. I mean, Archer and Evolution together, they've got tons of trainings, right? And they're always going to be there. But You will not be able to make any money until you actually implement what anybody is teaching you. I know that the biggest thing I get to is that one person teaches one way and one person teaches the other way. That's a good thing. That is a great thing that everybody teaches differently. That means you have several different ways that you can implement this for your business. But until you actually implement one, you're never going to get a consistent booking. That's it. That's just reality. Okay. Oof, these are deep, right? I love accountability trainings because I'm a Capricorn. I will hold you accountable like no other, okay? All right. So, next one. Oof, this one's my favorite because Deidre said this to me. We were doing an interview one time. I used to do interviews back in the day. I don't do them as much now, but we were doing an interview one time, and she said, the moment I started treating this like a six-figure business is the moment it became one. Yeah. If you operate your business like it's a hobby, like it's something you do on the side, it's like it's something that, you just going to pick up and take care of, it's going to always stay like a hobby. Okay. The people that are successful here, they don't operate like it's a hobby. They make it a part of them and they find a way to implement it through their lives. This is supposed to help you create more freedom. Okay. But until you put in the work and actually treat it like it's supposed to be, it will not ever create freedom in there because you're going to be constantly treating it something like a hobby. Okay. Successful travel advisors create simple routines. Many agents operate without them, but if you're operating without them, you don't have a way to kind of zone in, and it literally becomes a hobby. So, if you are operating like a hobby, a lot of you won't know this. If you're operating like a business, you should know what's your niche, who's your audience, what's your follow up process, do you have dedicated business hours? If you guys don't have this, it's a hobby. It is. And until you sit down and actually determine any of this, it will forever be a hobby and it will not ever pick up anything consistently. If you don't know what your focus is on marketing, then you're for everybody. You can't be for everybody here. You got to be unique. You got to be, stand out. Why should I book with you, right? You have to have some kind of focus. Does that mean that's all you book? No. But I can proudly and confidently say I'm an adults only resort travel specialist. That is primarily what I book, but I can help you with anything that you need when it comes to your travel. Do you see how that sounds? Does that sound better than, oh yeah, I book travel for a living? Like, okay, congrats, right? That is the difference between operating like a hobby and a business. Who is my audience? I told you, adults only. That's my audience. I said it in one sentence. What's your follow-up process? I now have a good one, okay? If you don't have one, I have a good one. I teach about it. And do you have dedicated business hours? If you're just kind of like, all right, I'll do a little bit here and I'll do a little bit here, it doesn't become a business. It's a hobby. It's something you're doing on the side. It has to become something that's like foundational to you and natural to you. It takes time, okay? But when I stopped playing around with my business, and honestly, it was about 2 years in for me because for the first 2 years, I was just strictly team building. And of course, I learned things and everything. I was training stuff too. But the moment that I really sat down and was like, I'm going to consistently post on my social media pages and I'm going to consistently show up, I have gotten way more bookings that way. And it's because of the little small things that I do, not the big ones, right? But it's the implementation of me taking it serious. So let's go with Deidre's words. When you start treating it like a six-figure business, it will become one. Yes? Now, the next part is the shift, okay? I'm done talking about the negative Nancy's. This part right here can honestly really, really help you take off in your business. I want you to feel free to screenshot any of this, okay? I'm going to be going over several different options that can help you. I'm not asking you to leave here and take all of them with you, okay? I want you to find ones that are something that you can actually do. I don't want you to set yourself up for failure by trying to obtain something that you can't, okay? Find the things in here that will actually help you in your business because there's always, even if you've been here for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, there's always places that we can improve, right? So, first one we have here is going to be the relationship focus. A lot of you guys, when you go do your bookings, you guys just book the travel and you hop out. The travel industry is a relationship-based industry. People book with advisors that they know, like, and trust. Now, one of the biggest ways that you can build this trust, likeness, etc., is by showing up consistently with your post, right? When they're consistently seeing you, they start to trust you. They learn more about you. They can literally see you live online, right? So why I'm trying to tell you this is because a lot of you guys will come in here, you do the booking, and then you hop off and you never talk to them again. That's not a way to get a consistent booking. The way to get a consistent booking is checking on your past clients, thanking anybody who gets referred to you. Make sure you go back and thank the person that referred you. Staying connected with the people that are booking the travel through you. If they travel once, they're going to travel again. Stay connected with them. And then in general, just being helpful. Okay. I get way more clientele from people that I just helped along the way. They'll come back and book with me. That is just something that kind of happens because they learn that you are an advisor. And I think that's the biggest thing, okay? We have a business, yes, but our true goal here is to advise people on their travel, right? You get consistency bookings by them knowing you, liking you, and trusting you. And that is all, that's it. I promise you, that's it. And then the follow-up comes from this. The posting comes from this. Do you see how it all kind of pulls in together? We're trying to build a relationship with people online. How do we do that? Through this, right? Repeat bookings and powerful results. And powerful referrals are the results of treating it as a relationship industry instead of just all right, I booked your travel, have a great day. You have to create a relationship with them. Now, here's the second part that people tend to forget. This is the second part of it, okay? A lot of the times when people hop in my inbox, they will come to me and they'll be like, I've tried it for a couple months and it's not working. I'm not getting a booking, okay? This is another thing that you guys have to work on. This is another pathway to it, okay? The momentum curve. You guys cannot build an entire business off of motivation. If you are just constantly looking for a way to be motivated, it's not going to work. You have to be able to build a business off of your discipline, okay? A lot of the times when you guys first start, this is you guys right here, building, oh, I got my little PTA certification. Yay, here we go. Now I'm launching my business. La, 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 la. Oh my God, it didn't work. No, quit. What? Do you think this is how UPS started? Do you think that's Amazon? Do you think any of these companies that started out right here, do you think that's what happened? No. They didn't see any results. They stay consistent and then they keep going and then boom, it takes off. A lot of the new agents, especially, they stop right here because they say no immediate results and frustration. Let me tell you this right here. This comes from the need to get instant gratification from posting. A lot of us, when we start posting, we just think that if nobody's responding, then nobody sees us. But that's not true at all. Everybody sees us. You're posting, people see it. But it takes time for it to build. You cannot expect immediate gratification ever from a social media post. You will set yourself up for failure every single time, okay? And that's what creates this trap right here. Most agents underestimate how long momentum takes to build. Success comes from continuing after the excitement fades. It does, okay? I have way more people that book with me now in 4 years than I ever had at the first year. And there's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't mean that you guys aren't going to be successful in the first couple of years. That's just how my pathway worked. But I tell you that as in because if I would have gave up on year 1, I wouldn't have success in year 4. I wouldn't have. I would have just kind of fell away from social media, went back down and did nothing. I would have just went back to being a stay-at-home mom if I would have quit when I was building momentum. Honestly, if you can really just sit down and just realize that this takes something to build into, and you see all of these things that you're building into as actual accomplishments and not just looking for immediate results, you will be able to build your own momentum, even if nobody saw you. Honestly, that's it. You can be your own partner on it when it comes to that, okay? But what I'm trying to get to is that the consistency of keep going is what's building that momentum. And that momentum right there, when you think nobody's watching, that's what creates those results. Okay. Go back to my whole YouTube thing. When I'm telling you, I was posting, I was going live 3 times a week. If you were been here, you already know 3 times a week I was going live, and that took so much out of me. Okay. And I was doing hard trainings like walkthroughs, video templates. But I knew that I had to go out there and show them everything first, and then I could build into the comfortable part of it. Think about, David McCovey. Okay. He's founder of Evolution. We love David McCovey. David, when he first started too, he had to go to Ron, right, and say, hey, I have an idea. Let's do this. Then they had to build into it. Then they had to build into the agents. They didn't have thousands of agents when they first started. They had like the elite 8. And then they had to say, okay, guys, we have to keep going. We have to build the momentum. We have to get out there. We have to start talking. And then they built it, right? That took, now we're 10 years in and now we're at over 26,000 agents. But that didn't happen if David were to start right here and go, okay, we didn't get the results we wanted. All right, quit, bye. Like everything that you guys are doing, whether if you're losing weight, if you're, trying to be healthy, if you're trying to start a new business or a new hobby, no matter what it is, you have to go even when people aren't watching. That's it, because that's what builds those results that you guys want so badly. It's the consistency. All right, so let's do an accountability check. Be honest with yourself, okay? You don't have to answer it in the chat, but if you want to, go ahead, okay? Be honest with yourself. Have you posted consistently last month? I know it's a new month, so we'll say for May. Did you post consistently? Did you follow up with your old leads? Did you ask people for referrals? Did you ask them for reviews? Did you stay active on social media or whatever marketing that you do? Did you continuously do the marketing, or did you just do it 1, 2, 3, 4 times and then go, oh, it didn't work, right? Did you take action after the trainings? After you attend my trainings on Tuesday, Thursday, did you actually do what I told you to do, or did you just watch it? Okay. And the thing is I follow a lot of you on social media, so I can tell who's using my stuff and who's not. Okay. Like, especially when I first did that quotes in 15 minutes training. You guys remember that one? Everybody had flyers everywhere. And I was like walking around like a proud, like mama bear. I was like, oh my God, all of my babies, they got flyers going. And that's how I could tell what you guys are doing. Okay. So let me ask you, are you taking actions after the trainings? Or maybe even if it's, a lot of you are going to say, well, it's just too much training and I don't know what to do. Okay. That's okay too. But take a small part of it. Nobody's asking you to do everything that's you found in a training. Whenever I'm watching a training, I'm looking for something that I have not seen before. And I think that's the part that you guys are missing. Like, I'm not going to, Thursday, I'm doing the digital command center, right? I don't expect you to grab that and then have it fully built. But now, next time you're having an issue, you have something to plug into. That's what we're looking for, right? Next one, talked regularly about travel. This one I used to struggle with. You have to make it a natural conversation. That really helps, because then it's just something that you get used to talking about and you're way more confident at it later on. And then lastly, have you actually stayed consistent for at least 90 days? And I mean like really consistent. And a lot of you are going to say no to this one, because this one is the hardest. And I don't mean, sorry if you hear babies, I have a lot of sick babies right now. I don't mean like showing up for a week and then hiding and then coming back. That's not actually staying consistent. I have posted 3 times a month, but this is like one of the hardest things that agents go through, is because it requires a lot to be consistent for 90 days, doesn't it? I mean, have you ever heard that thing? Like, if you do something for at least 30 days, it becomes a habit. It's kind of like that. It's something that you really, really have to hold yourself accountable for. And I could tell you, I have posted for the last 3 months. I've been doing it for more than 3 months, but I have posted 3 times a day for the last 3 months. And now, like, not only just on my social media, like on my travel, but also on my team building. And now, as somebody who consistently posts there, listen, I get follows, likes, etc. all the time. And it's kind of crazy, because like one day I'll just wake up and people will just start following, like it, follow. And I realized that I had to stop making it so hard. And when I started simplifying things, that's when it was easier to become, consistent. A lot of you guys are making it so hard that you can't be consistent, because you're trying to complete something that you haven't even built into completing, right? So like when I first started posting consistently, I just did 1 or 2 times a day. Now I did 3. Sometimes I do 4, but I built into that. And I knew that if I just did it once and then I tried it again and then I tried again, like that's what would help, right? So let's do a 30-day consistency challenge with that. The philosophy is, the goal is not perfection, the goal is consistency. Small actions performed consistently produce bigger results than occasional burst of motivation. Can we all agree with that, right? Can you guys commit to 30 days of just posting consistently? I don't care where you post wherever you want. I'm not going to tell you where to post, because I don't know where your market is and I don't know who your people are. You might have already built a following on a platform. That's great. But can you just actually show up straight for 30 days before you go and say, oh, this doesn't work. Oh, I'm not getting a booking. Like, instead of complaining about what you're not getting, can you consistently show up for at least 30 days? That's all we ask, right? Now, I take it further for 90 days, but like, can we do 30? Yeah. Now, in that commitment, we're going to have some daily non negotiables. And I don't care if you don't do them all, okay? But these are mine. These are my daily non negotiables. And feel free to screenshot this, okay? Execute these every single day because consistency beats intensity. So, post something. I don't care what platform I post on, I'm going to post something. And I already have it going 3 times a day, like I told you guys, but I'm still going to post something. Even if it's just my Facebook personal page and I wrote a post about myself, that's still posting something. I'm still showing up somewhere, right? Follow up with 3 people. Either they're old leads, new leads, people that you're just talking to in general about travel, talk to them. Learn one thing. Now, when I say learn one thing, I don't try to do like really hard things when it comes to learning. Like, I'm going to give you an example. ChatGPT, I started designing websites because I enjoy it. And ChatGPT has an entire program called Codex, okay? And that literally builds codes. And I didn't know that. That was something I learned, okay? Like, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I learn one thing a day. I don't care what it is. I will learn something, even if it's small, and then I will slowly implement that, okay? Next, talk about travel. Whether you're at home and you're posting on social media, whether you're in person, wherever you are, find some way to talk about travel. I was just at the dentist, been getting my crowns, getting my teeth fixed for Hawaii, okay? And I was getting a crown, and the lady asked me, she's like, what do you do for a living? And I was like, oh, I'm an adults only travel specialist. And then I started talking to her, and then I was like, oh yeah, I'm also a YouTuber, which is something really weird for me. I don't really like that. But when I started talking to her, she was like, oh my God, I need to give you my handle. Like, I want to follow you. Those kind of conversations all happened with the normal one. What do you do for a living? And I've been confidently saying it for so long, consistently, that I can easily pull somebody in, whether they want to book with me or whether they want to learn. Okay. I can pull these people in. But that way I have the ability to get comfortable with it because I'm consistently doing it. Yeah. Lastly, work on your business for at least 30 minutes every day. Yeah. Until you get big enough to where you're getting consistent bookings, just take 30 minutes out of your day. Now, I keep saying tomorrow, Thursday, okay, I'm doing a digital command center training. When I'm doing that training, we're going to have a list of things that you're going to be able to put in place where, okay, these are the things I want to get done. These are the goals I want to have done. Then take one of those goals each day, mark it off. Something small, even if it's a big goal. Okay, I set this part up to do this, to do this, to do that, right? Something needs to be done at least 30 minutes every day. I don't even care if it's, oh, I checked emails and I replied to 4 people. Okay, well, you worked on your business for that day, right? These have to be daily non-negotiables in order for you to stop treating this like a hobby and actually make it something that becomes your life. And that's how you stay with the consistency because it feels natural, okay? Now, I have a new little thing that I want to try, and I've been doing this myself. You guys can try it, okay? You don't have to do it, but I have a 3-3-3 rule, and it comes along with this here. So follow up with 3 people. That's what we have here. Follow up with 3 people. And then comment on people's posts. Now, this for me, I don't even care if it's travel agents. I comment on their post. I don't care if it's groups. I comment on those. I mean, this qualifies for anything. I'm just going to be talking to somebody. I don't care if it's on Instagram. I don't care what platform it's on. I still need to make sure that I show up 3 different ways, right? And then 3 new conversations. So today, I'm going to give you an example. There was a post about team building, and this girl was talking about, oh, this company is not an MLM, blah, 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 blah. Okay. I started a new conversation in that. And I was like, let's be honest with each other. It is what it is. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with it. And this is how it can help you, blah, blah, blah. That starts a new conversation. I got 3 new people following me from that conversation, and they all want to be travel agents. Okay. That's what I'm trying to say. I start new conversations. I comment on things, and it doesn't have to be 3 people. Okay. I just do 3-3-3 because that's the easiest way for me to remember it. But it's something that it makes myself go, okay, we need to make sure we're doing this every day. Stay disciplined. And it's something that I'm already doing on my phone. So why am I not following it up with my business? Right now, this is easy, right? I feel like this is something that we can easily do. The easier I make it for you to be able to understand, the easier it is for you to implement it. Yeah? Okay. Now, weekly success checklist that comes within this 30 days of being consistent. Each week, make sure you screenshot this. Ensure you have completed at least one travel offer. Reach out to 5 old leads within the week. If you ain't got the 333 down, make sure you did it at least once a week. You reached out to 5 people, okay? Ask 3 people for referrals or reviews, however you want to do that. Learn about one new supplier. The one I just learned about, we did downtown travel. I shared that with you guys. I try to do one a month, but I'm working on the Avante. I can never say the word. Avant-Garde Vacations. I'm learning more about that one. That one's mine for the week. Attend one training and then post at least 5 times. Can you guys? That's not bad, right? And I don't care what training it is. It doesn't have to be mine. I appreciate you showing up for mine though. But attend something that's actually going to help you be successful. That's more important to me than showing up to my trainings, okay? Attend something that's actually going to help you be more successful, something that you can easily obtain and implement. Yes? Motivation versus discipline. I'm really, really big into this because what happens is when we first start as new agents, we have a lot of motivation. Yes, especially if you attend one of my presentations, I'm about to motivate you to sell anything at that point. So motivation is great and it lasts about 2 weeks as a new agent. But after those 2 weeks, it's temporary, unreliable, and it fades very quickly when the results are slow. This is the part that you have to make the switch for. And if you are having a problem where you're not getting a lot of bookings, it's because of this probably. It's because you guys are basing it off of that first initial motivation and you're seeing everybody around you, they're getting bookings, they're getting this, they're getting that. And you're like, why? Why is that happening? It's because of the right side right here. Habits and discipline. That's what it is. They switched off that motivation. They stopped looking for people to motivate them. They stopped looking for constant suppliers, niches, platforms, whatever. And they decided, you know what? We're going to be disciplined. We're going to create certain habits like posting or following up or talking to new people. Okay. And that created the reliable and permanent platform and foundation that they needed. And that's what makes them successful. That's it. Successful agents work even when motivation is low because they know they have to feed into their own motivation. They don't expect anybody to do it for them. Okay. Discipline creates consistency, or as my new saying is, discipline creates desire, because I wasn't able to desire anything until I was disciplined enough to want it. Yeah. Stop waiting to feel ready. Stop waiting for it to happen and make it happen. That's the biggest thing that I can tell you with this. Okay. Now, travel CEO schedule. Here's a rough idea of what I like to do. I like to break it down by days because it makes it a lot easier for me. You don't have to do this, okay? I'm just giving you an example of an idea of what it can look like. So content creation on Monday, lead follow-up, supplier education, marketing, client care. Like, don't try to do everything in one day because you're going to drive yourself crazy. Build into it. Pick a day, certain amount of time, block it off to do each event. That way it doesn't ever feel like it's taking away from your life, but yet it's helping you create the freedom that you want, right? So like, I'm going to give you an example. On Sundays, I do a lot of my prep work on Sundays, and I take a couple of hours. Sometimes I go to Starbucks and meet with you guys. Sometimes I don't, but I'll take a couple of hours while I sit down, I put it all together so I know exactly what I'm doing for this week. That's a couple of hours. Make sure that I'm successful in the next week. If I don't do that, I don't know what I'm doing on Monday. I'm going to give you an example. When we had Memorial Day weekend a couple weeks ago, when I hit Monday, I was lost. I was a lost bird because I was like, wait, I didn't do my prepping on Sunday because I was at the beach. Monday, we were at the beach. And then Tuesday came, I was on vacation. Now, luckily for us, we work from home, so we can be on vacation as much as we want. I stayed in vacation mode till about Thursday. And then I said, ooh, you see what happens when you don't prep for the week? That's what it is. Even for me, I was in vacation mode way too long, right? All right. Now, all right. So track activities and not bookings. And then this is another thing. You guys have to stop putting so much pressure on yourself to be everything and everywhere. Okay. You need to step back and look at what you've already done. First of all, you started something that a lot of people are afraid to start because they don't know how it works, but you took the time to start it, to start learning it. You took the time to talk about it. right? Those things are all activities that are going to lead to consistent bookings. And you have to reward yourself for doing that as well, right? Track your daily inputs. Do not obsess over bookings. Track the actions that produce them. Post it today, follow it up today, started new conversations, learn something new, ask for a booking. Now, I know it says ask for a booking, but it means a referral. You know what I'm saying? Okay. These kind of things are habits that you can kind of build into that are going to create the bookings. Instead of sitting there constantly going, oh man, I didn't get a booking. Stop saying that to yourself and make it to where you're doing action producing stuff to get the bookings. Okay. The people that are doing so much to get a booking don't have time to complain about not having one because they're so focused on making sure that they get one that that's the only thing that they care about, right? Give yourself, okay, and maybe you're watching this and you're like, you know, a lot of us have a moment where we're like, oh, am I doing this right? Should I be doing this? Am I questioning what I'm doing? Okay. If you have this in your head and this is your mentality, most agents quit too early. This part that you feel right now is the moment that breaks a successful agent and a quitting agent. I'm going to be honest with you. That moment of doubt is created for a reason because the people that go beyond that and continue anyways, those are the successful ones, not the ones that quit. Okay. Commit to 90 days of consistent, and I mean truly consistent. I mean, I want you to sit down and go, all right, I'm actually going to do this for 90 days before evaluating any type of results. Because the results that you're evaluating right now are built off of inconsistencies, and that's why it's not working. Yeah. Trust the process. Okay. 90-day commitment. That's a lot. Okay. All right. So lastly, I'm going to leave you guys with, okay, the consistency cascade. Yes. Here we are, right here. We're starting at the bottom. Consistency builds your confidence. Absolutely. Yes. Yes, it does. Yeah. If you were to look back to me, okay, when I first started training to where I train now, I am way more confident than I've ever been. Okay. Confidence, all of that confidence leads to many conversations because you're going to be confident to talk to whoever you need to. Those conversations are leading to quotes. Your quotes are going to lead to bookings, bookings to income, booking income, income to freedom. I did it twice here. Income to freedom. Yeah? No, that's what it is. Booking income, booking income. Yeah, you got to get a lot of bookings. So we're going to need some bookings and then all the way to the freedom that you so are desiring. It all starts with this bottom part right here, consistency. Okay? Everything in your life starts with consistency. I'll give you another example. I did the whole weight loss shots. Remember all that hype and stuff? I did that. I started doing that. I'm at almost 8 months of doing those. When I first started to where I am now, I've lost over 80 pounds. That did not happen without consistency. And it wasn't just the shots. Those shots, they only do so much. You have to start actually working out to actually lose weight with those shots. That was something that I had to build into. I know you guys see my gym post. I post that because I'm going to tell you right here. Consistency builds confidence. That's why I post it, because I'm confident enough to post it and I'm confident enough to have a conversation about it. But it didn't start that way, right? Everything that you do starts with consistency. If you are finding a part in your life that is not working, it's because you're not making time for it and therefore you're not consistent with it. So I'm going to leave you with that. That's a deep thought, right? Think about all the areas of your life that you can start being more consistent with, starting with your business. The more consistent, the more you love on your business, the more your business will love you. That's it. All right. So I know that was a deep one, right? This is one of my deep trainings. I love my deep trainings. All right. So I'm going to leave that with you guys for tonight. I will see you back on Thursday. Make sure you guys like this video, share it with agents that are struggling and they're not, if they're coming to you and they say, I'm not getting a booking, send them this training and say, no, watch this training first because this is why you're not getting a booking. All right. But I hope this helped. Like this video, comment on it if it's helped, share it with your teams. And I will be back on Thursday where we're going to do a deep dive on our digital command center. And I'm going to show you how to automate it so you guys can get your leads in there and everything. So make sure you join me back then. And if you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to drop them below or even comment below the video and I will be there to answer them. I'm going to head over to my studio now so I can see everything that you guys have written so far. And I will meet you there in the chat box. Okay. So have a good night and I'll see you guys.
Gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, you grow hard about what you want to be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason, though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. Afloat, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.